In this video, we will see how we can install React Native on Windows or Mac machine. So there are some prerequisites that you need to download in order to run React Native on your computer. So the first dependency is the Node.js. You have to install Node.js on your computer. So search Node.js on your browser and you will find this website. If you are using Windows machine, then you can install Windows installer, or if you are using macOS, then you can use macOS installer. You can also download it for the Linux. So let me download the macOS because I'm running it on a MacBook. Okay, so once it is downloaded, you can open the package. Click on the continue, agree, install. Enter password for your machine. So it says the package has installed. So now if you want to check whether Node.js is successfully installed on your machine or not, you can check it via terminal or the command line if you are using Windows machine. Just type node -v for version. And here you can see we are running the version 14 of Node.js. Now the second thing that you need to install is the Android Studio. We will be developing apps for Android and iOS, and we want to preview or test those apps on the emulator. You can also use your physical device. So for that reason, we need to download Android Studio. Just search Android Studio and you will find this website. Click on the download Android Studio. I'm using MacBook, that's why it's saying download Android Studio for Mac. So download the Android Studio. I have already downloaded and installed it, so I will not download it again. Okay, so once you download the Android Studio, you need to install all the SDKs necessaries to run the React Native. Now if you are using a Mac machine, then you can also download the Xcode. For that you need to open App Store, search for the Xcode, and then you can find Xcode. Then you need to install it. So if you are using Mac machine, then you can test or preview your app on iOS simulator also. Xcode is only available on Mac, it's not available for Windows. Okay, so once you install both, then search React Native. You can find the official website for the React Native. So there are basically two ways in which you can develop apps in React Native. The first is Expose CLI and the second one is React Native CLI. Expose CLI is basically provide you with all the necessary packages and functionalities that you find on both the platform Android and iOS. But if you want to target the native APIs which you can find only in either platforms, either on Android or iOS, then you cannot target that. You can only target the APIs or the functionality that's supported by both the platforms. So in this case, you can use Expose CLI. But if you also want to target those native APIs, then you need to go for the React Native CLI. which allows you to download native, allow you to write native code also. So we will be using Xcode CLI for our project and throughout the videos. Just write npm install -g Xcode CLI on your terminal or command prompt if you are using Windows machine. It will take some time. Okay, so React Native Expo CLI is successfully installed on our computer. So let us create our first project. Just copy this command, expo in it, and write the name of the project that you want. I'll write first React Native. Okay, so you will see several options blank. So you will have nothing in your project, just only the dependency and JavaScript. So, and if you want to develop apps in TypeScript, then you can go for the second options. And if you want the tabs navigation, then you can go for the third option. We will go for the blank. Now it will install all the dependencies that you need to develop the React Native app. Okay, so our project is successfully created. Now you can open this project in any editor you want. We will be using Microsoft Visual Studio Code. So just locate your project and open it. So let me just open the project that we have just created. Okay, so let me just open it. Okay, so here's our project. you can see several file structure in here. This is the main file app.js. Whenever you open your app, the first screen that you will see is written in this file app.js. There is one text at you can see open up app.js to start working on your app, and we will be creating different components and use them here. See how you can create a new React Native project in your computer. In our last video we saw that what are the dependencies and what are the softwares that you require to download to create the React Native app. So first of all, there are basically two methods in which you can create React Native apps. The first and the basic one is Expose CLI. Expose CLI allow you to target the common APIs that present in both the platforms Android and iOS. And if you want to target the native APIs that is provided by only Android or iOS, then you cannot do it with the Expose CLI. For that you need to go for the React Native CLI, but it is advisable to start with Expose CLI, and then once you get familiar with this, then you can always move on to the React Native CLI. So React Native CLI basically allows you to target the specific APIs, and we can write code in native development. So as I said in our previous video, we can install the dependencies using this command npm install. To create the app, let us open the terminal or command prompt if you are using Windows machine. Just write expo init and the project name. And press enter. Okay, so here we have several options: blank with TypeScript and tabs. We will go for the blank. If you want to develop the project in TypeScript, then you can click on the second option, and if we want navigation pre-built in our project, we can go for the third option, tabs. But we will do everything from scratch, so I'll choose the blank option. Now it will install the dependencies that need to create before we start the project. So it will take some time. Okay, so the project is created. Let me just open it. I will use Visual Studio Code throughout the videos. Okay, so our project is open. On the left side, you can see all the files that has been created by the React Native. Now let me just run it. Open the terminal and simply write npm start. As you can see, our app is running. So now we will review or test the app on Android emulator. So for that you need to install Android Studio in your computer, as I said in our last video. So let me just open Android Studio. Now click on the configure AVD manager. AVD stands for Android Virtual Devices. Here you can see the emulator. If you doesn't have any emulator, then you can create one by simply click on the create virtual device. I have already one, so let me just click on the play button. Okay, so it's actually showing my previous app. So let me just close it. Okay, so you can click on the run on Android device emulator and app will be installed on our emulator. It will take some time when you open it for the first time. Okay, so it's completed. Here you can see the app is successfully running on our Android emulator. Open up app.js to start working on your app. So here is the app.js file. Here is the text component that you can see on the first screen. Let me just change it. Now when I save it, it will automatically updated on our emulator, which is called hot reloading. Here you can see the text is changed. Now if you have a Mac machine, so you can also preview or test your app on an iOS simulator. For that, you have to install Xcode on your computer. So let me just open it. And open developer tools and simulator. Okay, so you can now simply click on the run on iOS simulator. Here you can see hello world is printed on the first screen. Let me just change it so you can see that. Hello world to iOS. Now if I save it, you can see. So this is how basically you can run your app on iOS and Android simulator. You can also test your app on a physical device. For that you need to install an app called Expo on your smartphone, which is available on Play Store and App Store, and you just need to scan this QR code. So let me just show you the recording from my smartphone. So here you can see you need to open the Play Store, search for the Expo app, open. I've already installed it. Now click on the scan QR code and scan the QR code. Here you can see app is successfully running. So this is for this video. Thanks for watching it.